Hello, 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 and welcome to the start of our 24 hours of sickle cell awareness and fundraising for the Levi Long Sickle Cell Association based in Volusia County, Florida. This organization has the goal to knock out sickle cell anemia. I am the Queen Bee, Evangelist Angie B, and I got my guard dog Atlas in the background, keeping me company. Our hosts this evening are Kiana and Sonia B. They will be joining us in just a moment. We have special guests that will be popping in and out throughout the evening, and we have these special announcements for you that are now on the screen. September 29th, 2023, from 6 to 9:30 p.m., the Levi Long Sickle Cell Association presents A Night to Remember at the Michael and Libby Johnson Center for Civic Engagement at Bethune-Cookman University. If you'd like more information, send a text to the number that you're soon going to see scrolling at the bottom of the screen, and we will get everything to you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your support. And please keep in mind, we will be with you for 24 hours in one form or another. Coming to the screen right now is our host, Kiana Long Hargret, and her special co-host this evening, Sonia B. Welcome, ladies. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Good
Hello.
evening.
Hello.
Hi, Kiana. Welcome back.
How are you? Yes, there's a few difficulties.
Just a few.
Minor. But it's good to see you today. How was your day?
My day was great. How was yours?
It was long. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
long.
I'm sure.
Been a good day. It's been a good day.
Good. This has definitely been a great day for me. I was speaking with one of my friends who was talking about how she is beginning as she gets older to appreciate the small things in life. And my day started with my neighbor calling me and saying, I made some sourdough bagels. I would love for you to just come and get some. And I said, okay, I'll be right over. I came over and got them and tried to give her a donation for her nonprofit, and she wouldn't accept it. She just wanted to bless me with those. And that just started my day great because they are delicious. They were great with my coffee. It just started the day on a great time.
There's a book I saw the title. I didn't read the book, and it's called "Don't Sweat the Small Stuff."
Oh, yes. I've
Yeah.
never read that book, but my mom used to have that book along with so many others that I remember. And sometimes I see people with sweatshirts that say that. And yeah, it's a great mantra to just always remember. I remember Oprah used to have a segment called Remember Your Spirit, where she just wanted people to remember the things that really touched them and made them happy, even if it made them sad. Just remember your spirit. And yeah, I agree with that, not sweating the small stuff. I don't always do it because I can go crazy about the smallest thing, but I try my best not to.
And I think as humans, that happens to all of us. The best of us, the least of us, the greatest of us. It happens because we're human beings and we're in
Yes,
a human body. We go through
yes,
human experiences, and
yes,
that's what it
yes,
is. It's
yes.
another thing that says you may forget the person's name. You may
But you won't
forget
forget how they made
but
you
not
feel.
how they made you feel. And that is so
Yes,
true. That is so
yes,
true.
yes.
Yes, that is so true. And
Hmm.
welcome everybody to the telethon of the Levi Long Sickle Cell Association. And please join us. And before we go ahead and continue to speak and talk, I'm going to open us up with prayer. Um, Lord, we thank you so much for this day. I thank you for this Friday in the month of September. I thank you for this telethon. I thank you so much for Queen Angie B. I thank you for how you watched over her, taking care of her body, touched her, oh God, even now. I thank you so much for my co-host here with me. Thank you so much for togetherness. Thank you for unity. Thank you so much for this organization. Bless it, oh God. Everyone that's dealing with this illness in the name of sickle cell, bless them, touch them right now. Even those that are in the hospital right now. Give the doctors patience with them. Allow them to be at ease, oh God, and touch their bodies right now in the name of Jesus. Bless this telethon that monies can come to proceed and to continue this organization to continue to flourish. In your mighty name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
So my name
So,
is
Miss
Kiana.
Kiana.
I was going to just introduce
Yes.
myself to somebody. If you are just tuning in, this is the
Mhm.
telethon of the Levi Long Sickle Cell Association, and I'm Kiana Long Hardrick, and I'm the CEO and the founder of the Levi Long Sickle Cell Association. And my co-host, she's going to introduce herself.
Yes, good evening. My name is Sonia B. Many of you may know my extraordinary sister, our producer, Angie B. She and I are actually blood sisters, and I am thrilled to be invited as a co-host on this telethon again this year. I guest hosted last year for a few hours, I believe, with our dear friend Larissa, and it's just been a blessing to me. I didn't know a lot about sickle cell, even though here in Michigan, I reside in Michigan, and we have a sickle cell anemia center that literally was in walking distance from my childhood home. We used to walk past it when we would go to church for choir rehearsal or anything. And I just never really knew what it was. I knew that it was something that was passed down from your parents or from different generations. I just didn't know how it affected your body. And last year, I learned a few things about sickle cell. And so I definitely touch and agree with you, Miss Kiana, about praying for everyone who is suffering from this disease. And I just hope that everyone realizes it's not a small thing. It definitely is a small cell, but that small cell can change your life in a way that you, you never could have imagined.
Yes, it can affect greatly from the smallest person to the so that's
Yes.
why my concept is AIM. I added another A since last year. It was just AIME. So I just
Hmm.
added another A because it's so many myths out there. So it's still advocacy, awareness is what I added.
Yes.
Inspiration, motivation, and education. All of those play a part in going around and talking to those that are living with this disease and those that don't know anything about it.
Yes. Yes. I admit, I was, when I first learned about sickle cell, it was from T-Boz, um, one of the musicians I grew up with.
Oh wow.
And well,
TLC?
I didn't, yes, not I didn't,
Oh,
I didn't grow up. I mean, she TLC was a part of my musical foundation, is what I
me
mean.
too.
I wish
I love
I could say that I knew her,
that.
but
I hear you.
but yes, T-Boz did an interview one time
Oh
saying
wow.
how she had sickle cell and that she was in so much pain sometimes before she came out on the stage, and she would either have to perform through it, or sometimes she would have to delay for a moment to get past that pain. And that's what made me start looking into sickle cell, because TLC, I'm sure if you recall, well, I mean, it's not like they're gone, but they are extraordinary dancers. And so for someone to say that they have joint pain and they are extraordinary dancers like that, it was something that I really wanted to explore more. That was my first to learning about sickle cell. Oh,
So we have a special guest
There we
who is, yes, who's in the background, who would like to come on and ask questions. So I wanted to welcome Memorable Expressions to the show. Let's give her a hand as she comes. Hey!
How you
Oh,
doing?
it's so good to see you. Good. You
Thank you. Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you. My name is Jenny Denise Haywood. I am the owner of Memorable Expression 360 Photo Booth. We're here to capture all those special moments, make memories, memories, and memories. I do birthdays, corporate events. So, yes, I make memories for my clients. And I do have a few questions. I too don't know a lot about sickle cell. As I was growing up, I heard a lot of people that had it, but I don't know much about it. But I do have a question. If sickle cell traits is not an illness, why are people being tested for it?
So it is an illness. So I don't know who said it's not an illness. So it is actually an inherited disease. That's the
Okay,
correct term. It's an inherited disease that can only be transpired from a mom and a dad having the trait of sickle
okay, got you. Okay.
cell. So that's why, oh, I'm sorry. Just the end. The other part of your question is, so after 1988, it wasn't a mandated test.
Okay.
Literally in 2006, it just became a mandated test all over the United States, all over the world, actually. So now you have to get tested for it. And it's amazing because you would think with all of the technology that we have, all of the new doctors and new surgeons and new people that we have learning so many things, that this would be just something of, something simple, but it's not. I have a friend who she's in her 40s, like me. We went to college together. She literally just found out she had sickle cell. Out of all the things in her, she had found out, the doctor said she had this, she had that, and this and that. She literally reached out to me at the beginning of the year and said, they told me I have sickle cell. I don't know anything about it. And that is so weird. And she's originally from Atlanta. And so I know in Atlanta, they do have a lot of good technology, good
Yeah.
doctors.
Mm-hmm.
My first client is originally from Atlanta. He passed away. He was my very first sickle cell client, Trinity Range. And I know they had good doctors. And some of the doctors in Georgia wanted to meet me because of my gusto and my drive for this. But it's amazing to me that they still haven't, but of course not, because guess what? They're not finite. They're human beings. They're
Yeah.
people just like we are. They go to school, they do a dissertation, they become a doctor, and they're not finite. They're not perfect. So of course, I just answered my own question. That's why they don't know, and they won't know because they're not God.
Gotcha. Okay. And the next question is, are people of African descent the only group affected?
Absolutely not. So the history of sickle cell, it derives from Sahara Africa. And in 1910, a client, well, I say a client, but it was a patient that was crying out in pain. So the doctor had the assistant to look into a microscope and look at his cells to see why was he hurting so bad. And they saw two shapes. One that was like this, a round shape, and one that was like this. They had never seen that before. So Dr. James B. Herrick in 1910, he named that cell shaped like this a sickle cell. And because it was found in Africa, that is the myth of why that people say it's the only African or African American disease or Black person's disease. It's all over the world. It's in the Mediterranean. It's in Asia. It's everywhere. I've met Caucasians that have the disease because love is spread all over the world. We're not prone to just one type of culture. When you love someone, you love. And so people have come together, made children. And that's why the education part is so important, to educate, to let people know you have to know your status. And then with that, my children's grandmother, she was raised up in their family. They have the trait. She knew without a shadow of doubt, do not talk to any guy that has the trait because sickle cell runs in the family. Well, her husband was in the service and he didn't get tested. And so when she had her knee baby, which is the baby before the last baby, she didn't understand why he was crying in the hospital. And when she did a live for me last year, she went to the hospital to find out why was her baby crying. His hands were swollen, his feet were swollen, because that's the indication for babies with sickle cell.
Wow.
And when they tested him, she screamed because she knows what a child goes through. She was raised up around it. And the doctors sadly told her, do not have any more children.
Mm.
You don't control who someone loves. Her and her husband had another baby, and the doctors told her to abort the baby. She said, I was not going to abort my baby. She had the baby, and I won't say the name, it's my children's aunt, and that aunt has nothing, no traits, no anything. So the numbers are not head on. Of course, the statistics say we're 1 in 4 chance. I've met a mother who had 3 children. All 3 of them had the disease, and 2 of them have already passed away.
Wow.
So the numbers are not head on or dead on. They're not perfect. They're just numbers for statistical purposes to show you a chance. And you know, a chance is a gamble. It's not
Yeah.
exact.
Yes.
That's a chance. But the most important thing is education and detection. So being detected with the trait test is what we're trying to do now.
Yeah. Okay. One last question. Is there a cure for sickle cell?
Yes, there is. And so the cure is through stem cell treatment. It's an actual procedure. The procedure is $39,000. And so with that procedure, you have to have a match just like kidneys. You have to have a match of more so a sibling in your family that has the same mother and father that does not have the trait at all. How common is that? First of all, for in our culture, a lot of times the children don't have the same 2 parents.
Yeah.
So that's one that's almost like a count out. Then you have to, it's the $39,000. You have to, go with that with the hospital. And then the third thing is that sibling cannot have the trait. Now, the 2 I just gave you the example of, the uncle and the aunt of my children, I told the uncle about it. And the sister was a perfect person to do it because she doesn't have anything, right? But he said he didn't want to put her through that. She has 2 children. And it's like almost recuperating. We know as mothers, when you have a baby, when you recuperate, you have to sit down, you have to wait out the time. And so that would be a lot. So he said he would not do it. He would just let it be. And a lot of times our sickle cell individuals just learn to cope. They have
Yeah.
to cope in the emergency room in pain. They have to cope. It's just so sad. They taught themselves to cope with so much pain. The threshold is so high because of what they endure in their lives.
Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Questions?
Thank
That's very interesting. The $39,000 for a stem cell. So is it is it painful to have stem cells removed?
I would think they would just like any other surgery, of course, being adhesion. I think I'm saying it correctly. I know anesthesia, put to sleep. And actually, I know a young lady who has gone through that process. And she's actually sickle cell free, but
Wow.
you.
doesn't want to talk to anyone. She doesn't want to share her story. So mentally, I don't know what it has done to her. I don't know.
Mm.
It turned from me meeting her and before the procedure, and she was really nice, to after the procedure she was like, don't call me anymore. Maybe she doesn't want to think about it. Maybe she doesn't want to relive it. I was going through it in my mindset, what could possibly occur that she didn't want to share the story. I don't know, I can't say, but that's just me assuming and guessing.
Yeah.
But I did go attend a health fair in Deltona, and this lady is going to be at my banquet, and they have stem cell patches.
Mm.
Stem cell patches, and they're not that expensive because I can purchase them and I can give them out as like examples. And I put one on. I don't have sickle cell, but I have arthritis. So what these stem cell patches do, they're out that round. I did have some to share, but I gave them out because people are really in pain. I knew I had one. I have one. When we're gonna break, I'll grab it. It's a round patch, no medicine in it. It's just a patch, and it has, when you put it, you attach it right here at the tip of your spinal. It reactivates your stem cells to heal your own body.
Oh,
So in
Wow.
the pharmaceutical realm, they want us to take all this medication, which gives us side effects. And that side effect, it gives another side effect. And by the time you finish, you'll have dementia and you have Alzheimer's because you've taken so many pills and it has activated so many things in your brain stems. People
Yeah.
don't understand that. That's how you get those illnesses, from all those medications. And with our culture, because we were underneath from slavery up until, we were eating things that were not healthy for us. But that's all we had back then, and it trickled up in our families. I'm from Alabama, so I know how to cook collard greens. I've gotten away from the smoked ham hock and all that stuff because it's not healthy for you. So I do the turkey necks, because that's healthier. And
Yeah.
with us eating properly, that's even with sickle cell people, anyone eating properly has a great effect on our bodies and our lasting. It's just with sickle cell people, because their cells go from whole to sickle, it's worse for them. But for us, we can get the same diabetes, high blood pressure. We can get the same unhealthy illnesses. And for us, we also need to watch our diets. So I learned we all were born with stem cells. As we get older, things change. My walk is different. With arthritis, my walk is different. I'll be 47 tomorrow, and I can't run track like I used to at Mainland. I was in the paper for runners. I love running. I was running hurdles. And of course, as we get older, our bodies change.
Yes.
We can work a job, and I did CNA for 20 years, lifting patients. My right shoulder, I messed up my rotator cuff. But I trusted God for my healing, and He healed me. I didn't have to have surgery. Doctor said, "Oh, just have surgery." That's their MO. Have surgery. I'm overweight. Thankfully, I lost 9 pounds. You know what doctor said? "Oh, just go. Let's have the sleeve." I'm not doing that, because I know if I change my habits, because I love seafood, I love chicken. I did change it from so much fried chicken. But if I work on changing my habits and I work on bettering myself, then I can get away from all these illnesses and all this pain in my body. So
the frustrating thing about that, though, Sister Kiana, is when you are trying to do things better for yourself, like organic foods or healthier foods, they're more expensive. And that's where we as a community often drop the ball. It's easier to go get a $5 Happy Meal than to spend $20 for the same amount of chicken or the same amount of nourishment. And it's a sad thing that just to look for longevity in your health, it comes from different things that sometimes we don't have the resources to get. So that stem cell patch sounds great. I know it's not a substitute for eating well or exercising and things like that, but it definitely sounds like a way to get people to be a little more healthy, even if they can't put the fried chicken down like I can.
Like my mother. And we're from Alabama too. So
what part?
From Demopolis, Selma, Alabama. I graduated from Selma, Alabama.
Okay, and I'm originally from the city of Montgomery, the capital.
I have 3 brothers there.
Oh, okay.
A small world.
Yes.
All right. It looks like we are going to what happened to our producer? So I know that our guest was at the Beauty Bazaar last weekend, it's my understanding. How did you enjoy it?
I loved it every moment. Yes, ma'am. It was
that your first one?
Last year I went as a guest. This year I came as a vendor. My 360 photo booth was there. Yes.
Oh, I'm sure everyone enjoyed that. Yes. Oh my gosh, I've been on the 360 one time with my daughter, and we just had such a great time.
Make those memories. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. There's nothing like any type of memory that has to do with photos. It's just a wonderful thing. It is.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yeah. How did you learn about the Alopecia Beauty Bazaar?
Miss Angie B. She's amazing. Yes.
She is something else. I've known her for a little while. Angie B is my sister. She's 5 years older than me. Yes, she is. Yes.
Now, oral expressions. I wanted to ask you, how much is it for an event? Because I'm having my banquet next Friday, and I would love for you to come, because we're honoring those that have sickle cell, and we're remembering those that are no longer with us that endured the fight, and they went on, but they were strong soldiers that they were here. And I would more than love for you to come, and I'm hoping someone who's watching can possibly donate the funds for you to be able to come, because I know this will be so memorable. I have babies that have just been born. They're probably a little bit older to come outside, that will be there, that will be honored, because sickle cell clients, they don't get honored. Yes. They don't, and their lives are so different.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So what are your prices?
Okay, I have a 2 hour rental for $400, 3 hour rental for 550, 4 hour rental for 700. And you have to do like $100 deposit, which goes toward your booking fee.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, do you offer any type of discount for nonprofits? Because the Levi Long Association is a
It
501(c)(3). We're getting close to the end of the year. You need
is.
those tax write-offs.
Yes, ma'am. I do. When I do it, I give like a $20 off of your selected package.
Amen. All right. Well, we definitely are believing God that some of our supporters this evening will dig in their pockets and, give a little bit that can go towards that 360, because that is always such a fun, memorable way to enjoy the evening and to keep
Yes,
pictures and
ma'am.
video. That
Yes, ma'am.
it's so great to see people. They're just going around, and that, those
Just,
videos, those are
just have
great.
fun. Just have fun
Yes,
for the memory.
yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
But I would definitely look at my calendar and I will get with Miss Angela B about it. Yes, ma'am.
That sounds good to me.
So, Miss Kiana, do we have a lot of guests this evening, or are we
So
just
I love surprises. So just
okay?
this person came on, I don't want to be like scheduled or timed or rehearsed. I just like to just happenstance.
Yeah.
So Miss Angie B knows the lineup. She's just gonna bring them as they come in. We're just gonna have open conversation as they come.
All right. Sounds great. Well, memorable expressions. Are you also a photographer? Do you or is your business solely the 360 at this point?
The Soul 360. Yes, ma'am.
It's
God bless.
awesome.
God blessed me with my 360 booth last year, October the 10th. And so October the 10th of this year be 1 year. God's grace.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes,
wow.
ma'am. Yes,
How's it
ma'am.
been? How's it been? Do you have a
Awesome.
lot of? Okay, that's
I
great.
mean, I have ups and downs, but I
Any
treat
That's every
yes
business.
any business.
any business. Yes, ma'am. I'm thankful to
That's,
God for any up, down, Yes.
yes,
And I
yes,
because you love it. When you love something, it doesn't
I
matter.
love
The ups are ups and the downs seem like ups. Because when
yes,
you love what you're doing, it doesn't matter. Like me, I love what I do. Like, oh my goodness, I love helping people. I love taking care of people. It's like I get excited doing this versus clocking in on a job. Like I'd
it.
rather just do this and go around the world teaching about sickle cell, going to different countries,
Mhm.
advocating on behalf of people. And I'm grateful because I was just sharing with someone today. I'm here in Daytona, but I've called and advocated for someone in North Carolina. I've
Yeah.
advocated for someone in New York. I literally called the hospital and advocated for them in from Daytona, and the hospital is in New York.
Wow.
wow.
That's something I love to
Amazing.
do.
Yes. I know for Memorial Day, I wanted to share I like sharing my blessing that God have granted me. And so Memorial Day, this young gentleman, he been in the military. Oh my God, he retired. I forgot what it was. But anyway, he ended up passing away. And so that was a picture or video that him and his family took. His son flew home from I can't remember what country he came back from, but he hadn't been home for like about 5 years. And so I was able to capture that moment for them. And he passed
Oh,
away by 2 to 3 weeks ago. And so his wife came to me and told me, she said that was memories. They would cherish that for the rest of their lives.
yes.
Yes. So
Oh,
memories, memories, memories. Yeah.
yes, yes. Oh, that is beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question is, it was a question. It says, are sickle cell and alopecia related diseases? So of course, when I don't know, I don't guess, I Google. And so I
Mhm.
Googled how are alopecia and sickle cell illnesses related. And so what Google told me was um, something universal is among patients, and that's
Mhm.
in those that have sickle cell. So they do lose their hair. They do lose their hair because they have so much
Wow.
medication. Do you know that people with sickle cell, as they're young children, they get morphine as early as babies? They
Wow.
get a small dosage. And so that's why their body has a high threshold and they have to get that strong pain medicine because they come as babies getting medicine like that. So when a doctor looks at them and says, "Oh, you're looking for drugs," well, the drugs that you put me on, the drugs that you attach my body to, that same drug I need to keep out of this pain.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. Wow.
So
It's
it is closely related. Closely related. Yes. That's
very
the
interesting.
closely related. Yes.
Wow.
Kiana, we're going to do a slideshow. We would love for you to tell us a little bit about what we're seeing on the screen once the pictures go up.
Okay, so this is the Levi Long Sickle Cell's fundraising event, and it's called A Night to Remember.
But this song right here has kind of been my theme song for situations that we're proclaiming to be over with. We want sickle cell to be over. And so this music video is from Eddie Puyal, the artist formerly known as Raw Servant. And it's over. And as soon as it's over, we'll have Kiana and Shanita back.
So when I say that it's over, it's over, it's over, yeah. Man, I mean that it's over, it's over, it's over, yeah. Game's over. Lights out, game tight, game ready. You stack the chips against me, my deepest sympathy. Lights out, game tight, game ready. Don't ever bet against me, cause when I say that it's over, it's over, it's over, yeah. Man, I mean that it's over, it's over, it's over, yeah. The game's over. Our Father who art in Never, and it's time for me to share my confession. Been burnt by the flames and I learned my lesson. Took all the pain and death without question. Cause no matter what I did or I didn't do, I can never throw shade or put it on you. My choices were my choices, but I made it out, so I gotta say thank you. You think that you could ever stop me now? Gotta keep it moving, I ain't losing, I'm standing on higher ground. So when I say that it is over now, I ain't playing around. Cause when I say that it's over, it's over, it's over, yeah. Man, I mean that it's over, it's over, it's over, yeah. The game's over. Lights out, game tight, game ready. You stack the chips against me, my deepest sympathy. Lights out, game tight, game ready. Don't ever bet against me, cause when I say that it's over, lights out, it's over, it's over, yeah. Man, I mean that it's over, it's over, it's over, yeah. The game's over. Think it's tough, but I had enough, yeah. Shots fired, man, I call you bluff. I'm in it to win it, what a start, I'm going to finish, no question. When I say it's over, meant that, and I don't talk my game, I live that. I'm on another level, never settle, never has that. Better call the reverend, cause someone gonna need that. You think that you could ever stop me now? Gotta keep it moving, I ain't losing, I'm standing on higher ground. So when I say that it is over now, I ain't playing around. Cause when I say that it's over, it's over, it's over, yeah. Man, I mean that it's over, it's over, it's over, yeah. The game's over. Lights out, game tight, game ready. You stack the chips against me, my deepest sympathy. Lights out, game tight, game ready. Don't ever bet against me, cause when I say that it's over, it's over, it's over, yeah. Man, I mean that it's over, it's over, it's over, yeah. The game's over, the game's over, the game's over. So when I say that it's over, the game's over, the game's over, the game's over. So when I say that it's over, the game's over.
And now, everybody, I'd like to welcome Kiana Long Hargret and Shanita Brown back to the show. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Welcome back, you.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
How was your?
So I had a question for Shanita.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for sharing. And being that next month is October, Cancer Awareness Month, I would like for you to share some things that a person that has that deals with cancer or has to have had to deal with it. Give me something that you experienced, and I'm going to tell you how it relates to sickle cell, because illnesses relate to one another.
Right.
And I want to show the people how cancer and sickle cell are remotely connected. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I've learned people that have cancer, they get treated way better on a different scale than those that have sickle cell, even to the point of this year when I was advocating at the hospital and I was complaining because they had my client in the ER for so long. The lady says, well, why didn't you ask to have them put in the special waiting room? And I said, what special waiting room? She says, we have a special waiting room that we put our cancer patients in. And I said, well, how do we know that? No one ever said that. And that's why I wanted to let the people know October is a very important month. I don't take it away from cancer awareness, but we cannot skip over September at all because it's a very important month as well.
Actually, October is breast cancer awareness.
Right.
So, because there's like lots of different cancers.
Right.
October represents pink, which is breast cancer. There is no special waiting room, and they do not treat us better. I think they treat children better.
Okay.
But adults with cancer, they don't treat us better.
Okay.
I've never witnessed any special treatment. I've never seen any special treatment when it comes to being in the waiting room or even going to the emergency room with issues that we might have. Um, some experiences with the cancer, I would say, is just the side effects from treatment, um, not really being able to eat. I just recommend find what works for you, because with the treatment, it gives us a metallic taste, um, or either no taste. It's different for everyone, but we get to the point to where we don't want to eat, or we can only eat certain things. So I would just try everything. So I knew exactly what I was able to tolerate, because you have to eat, of course, you have to drink water, but people don't realize how hard it is to eat. It's really hard when it comes down to the side effects from the treatment. Also, pain. The pain is excruciating. There's so many different medications out there to kind of help with the pain, but when you get to some levels and stages, you can't, nothing fully helps with the pain. So I would recommend stretching, walking, um, just to kind of alleviate that extra pain that's left from the medication that your doctor may prescribe for you to take, um, to kind of help with that lacking pain, because we do have that lacking pain. It's never completely gone. And you do have to, most importantly, try to change your mindset. You have to, you can't think negative. You can't feel sorry for yourself, because I noticed that I saying why me is the same as why not me. Why am I different? Why should I feel like it shouldn't be me? So don't stress yourself out asking the question, why me? Just find ways to make yourself feel better. Um, do things that you like to do if you're able to do them, because not everything you're able to do. You might not be able to dance anymore, but you can listen to music. you know you might not be able to run anymore, but you can walk. You got to take baby steps when it comes to any type of illness, because no illness is pretty. It's just, no illness is pretty. So people say, oh, you're so strong, you're so strong. I had to change my mindset. Strong people get weak as well. So I may look strong, but I've changed my mindset. I control what I can control and don't stress on what I can't control. So that's just the way it is. And I know it's easier said than done, but it just takes practice, and you just have to practice. So
I thank you so much for all that information you just shared. And I was listening to, like you said, the word treatment, because those that have sickle cell, they go through treatment as well. And then do they give you all ports? If you have cancer, they give you ports?
there's a lot of um, a lot of different circumstances when it comes to ports. Like, getting a port is a surgery. Anytime you're put under with anesthesia, it's still considered a surgery. So we do get ports, but it really depends. Like, when I was diagnosed, I was still young. So the doctor felt like, she's still young, let me give her a small port so no one can see it, because I was so young. An older person, you know, you might see a bulging port out of their chest. And then you got some people that's just too fragile for a port. So they have to get their treatment through their veins in their arms. So not everyone gets support. It just depends on age, health, all of those things just play a factor in whether they're going to get a port or not. So you guys sickle cell patients get ports for their treatment?
Yes. And when they get a certain age, they have to be over 18.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm not really sure when it comes, you know what? I think I have, I need to do research on that because I'm not really sure if children get ports because I don't come in contact with children because children have their own hospital for cancer patients. So, yeah. So I'm not sure about that.
Okay, so I know that you both illnesses get treatment.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's similarity in ports.
Mm-hmm.
I know pain is just excruciating. Pain is just pain. Pain is just that, what it is. It's pain. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just trying to, as an organization, even as an individual, trying to see, a better way to push this. And the only thing I can do is just keep going the way I'm going, keep educating, keep talking about it. If I keep talking about it, then it'll stay in the forefront of the minds and the ears of people so they will know. We're just not jumping from August to October. We're going to go August to September. We're going to celebrate sickle cell individuals. We're going to talk about sickle cell awareness and we're going to educate on it. So that's what my reason was for asking that, to see what I'm doing, because I just don't hear it enough.
I mean, I would, if it was me, I would find doctors that are familiar with sickle cell because there are a few. I would find those doctors and maybe find out as much information as you can about sickle cell, about a person with sickle cell, things that could probably help them. Like I said, we all deal with excruciating pain, but I find ways to kind of alleviate that pain besides prescribed medication, maybe stretching before I get out of bed, stretching before I get into bed, all different kind of things. Walking, if you're able to walk because walking is very good for you. So you just got to find ways to make yourself feel better.
You are cordially invited to join us for Sunday afternoon service. It's all about Jesus and Me Incorporated, the teaching ministry. Join us every first and third Sunday at 2:30 p.m. with Pastor Mary Hope and Minister Deacon Jerome Hope. Our outreach ministries include the Sick and Shut-In for our members, a virtual youth writing ministry, virtual Bible study, assisted living facility services, and a brand new shoe ministry, Walking in a New Life. Our teachings come from testimonies to show how the Word of God is effective in our lives, making the Bible come to life in our daily walk with Christ. It's all about Jesus and Me, the teaching ministry. Join us on the first and third Sunday of the month at 2:30 p.m. at 1855 Prunier Road in St. Augustine, Florida. You are cordially invited.
I would not say it's irresponsible. I would say it's a lot of education that needs to be out. The reason we're having
You are cordially invited.
I can give the trade test to those, especially in the college years, that are not parents yet, so they would absolutely know if they have the trade or not. Let's go to the next question. They told me my daughter had the trait, but they didn't tell me what to do about it. So that comes with education. When a person has a trait, you don't have the excessive symptoms that a person has with the disease, but your cells are not as hydrated, meaning the person will be tired more so than a person that doesn't have anything. The person will need more rest, but they won't be in and out of the hospital. So when it comes to what no one says, we have to self-educate ourselves. No matter what we don't know, we need to make sure that we do know. And I know in reference to the trait, there is a lot of information. You're welcome to reach out to me to get information on what to do when your child has the trait. Next question, please. Is sickle cell on the rise? I thought it was cured and gone. Yes, sickle cell is definitely on the rise. I personally can say that the FSCDR, the Foundation for Sickle Cell Disease Research Organization in Hollywood, Florida, has brought their clinic duplicated to our area. It will be in New Smyrna Beach at the health department, in which I will be running the clinic. So yes, sickle cell is definitely on the rise. My goal is to put advocacy in every area that there's no advocacy. And in reference to, I thought it was cured and gone, sickle cell will never be gone because it's an inherited blood disease. Persons are born with it. And yes, there is a cure, in which is through stem cell treatment. Next question, please. Can I apply for disability for my child? He has sickle cell. Definitely. Sickle cell is a definite disability. Yes, and I encourage those that have it to definitely apply for disability, whether it's a child or an adult, because it is definitely on the list. Next question, please. Tell us more about stem cell treatment. How can I get it for my child? So stem cell treatment is a real serious treatment. And the way you can get help for it or information about it is you go to your primary care doctor and you ask them for a referral to go to a specialist, just like you would when you will need surgery. And it is an actual procedure in like surgery. And when you get the referral, you talk to the specialist, but it's just not like that. You have to have someone that's a match. And just like it is with kidneys, you have to have someone in your family that's a match that does not have the sickle cell disease or trait. And the way you get it for your child is you first start off by asking your primary care doctor, and then you get a referral to the specialist. And then that specialist, more than likely in our area, you will get referred to Shands in Gainesville, or even possibly in Orlando. So if you have any more questions in reference to that, I would also like to give more information depending on the specific questions for it. But it is a cure and it is help out here. Any more questions? Can I apply for disability for my child? He has sickle cell. Yes, definitely apply for disability because it is definitely out there. And actually, I remember going to Tallahassee and speaking to legislators from different areas in the state of Florida who let me know personally that sickle cell is not going anywhere. And now there are two representatives that are not like us. They are like others, another descent, and they're fighting in the state house of representatives to get more money and more funding, because now they see that it's not a black only disease. There are Caucasians that have the actual trait and the disease, because love does not choose who gets it and who doesn't. People come together and they match up all the time, and without knowledge and education of their background, that's how sickle cell continues to spread. Next question, please. What is the difference between sickle cell SS, SC, sickle beta plus, etc.? So there are different types of sickle cell. And then I want to explain or just state SS, SC, sickle beta plus, and it all is a part of the gene mutation, because we know that sickle cell is formatted in our bloodstream, and that's how a person is born with it. So the different types of sickle cell is according to the types of it's according with DNA and with the blood types in our streams. A lot of people don't understand that we have different blood types within our blood levels, and that's really scientific. So I had to Google it to make sure I found the right question answer for you guys. So the sickle cell disease is caused by a mutation in the beta globin gene. So when you hear stuff like globin, that's really like our blood. And then our genes, that's a part of our characteristics and our makeup. When I go out to do education, I always explain we get our makeup and our characteristics from our parents. Everybody has a mother and a father, no matter where you go. And you get your nose, your eyes, your lips. Every formation that we have comes from our parents. So when the beta globin gene, it's in our blood makeup. And so this can result in an abnormal hemoglobin called sickle hemoglobin, or HB. And the different types of sickle cell disease that are on the rise based on whether they're hemoglobin beta S gene, which is probably Spanish or another language to you all, because this is all scientific and it deals with our bloodstreams. So there it comes from the gene mutation, which is our different genes that we have. And I hope I answered that question to the best of you all liking. And for me personally, Kiana Griffin, I would like to publicly thank Commissioner Barbara Gertman for believing in me and inspiring me to press on in spite of everything that's trying to go against sickle cell these days. I thank the city of Daytona Beach and Mayor Derek Herring for all of the communities that surround us. Thank you for your contribution to me, Commissioner Reed. I'm sorry, I want to make sure I say that, Commissioner Reed, for her donation to me for $5,000. I appreciate you greatly. I also want to thank the Women's Symposium organization for recognizing me on last year for my hard work in the community with Bethune-Cookman University, which is also an alma mater. Thank you to Mrs. Joyce Cusack, who her son Alan was one of my clients. And all of the sickle cell organizations all over the entire world. Thank you also to the FSCDR, which is a Foundation for Sickle Cell Disease and Research under Dr. LeBronte Hall. They're responsible for us having a clinic in our area, and I'm excited because that will lessen the mistreatment and the in and out of the hospital visits for our sickle cell families and individuals. I want to especially thank my sickle cell individuals and families, Mr. Ethan Johnson and the staff at the health department, and Akesia especially as well. Special thanks to my production and promotions team at Angie B and Barty Productions, Lolo Social Media Promotions, Business with a Heart, and Angie B Productions. I greatly thank you guys. If you can see at the bottom, you will see the ways to reach out to me. You can also see ways to donate. Oh, and I cannot neglect to say I thank the Jacksonville Jaguars so very, very much for an opportunity to come there and raise awareness as I'm working, and I have a travel team with me and we go to the games, and I'm grateful from my heart for the Jacksonville Jaguars for that opportunity. I am currently covering Volusia counties, east and west, Flagler County, St. Johns County, Putnam counties, and as of today, I will have a discussion on Thursday to finalize me having the responsibility of Tri-County Sickle Cell, which is also in Orlando, which will cover Osceola, Orange, and I'm missing one, and Seminole counties. So as you can see, I have my plate full, and sickle cell is not going anywhere. And I'm grateful for this opportunity, grateful for just the press on my heart to run this race. I am a human rights advocate. I'm a sickle cell advocate, and I stand for the right and the treatment of sickle cell individuals all over. I have clients in New York, Connecticut, anywhere there's no advocacy, I make myself an advocate. And I thank you so much for your time this evening. Please stay tuned because we will be having a 24-hour telethon January 28th, 10 a.m. until January 29th, 10 a.m. If you would like a part of your business or organization to be spoken about or talked about within this segment, please let me know. Reach out. You'll see more advertisement all this week and all next week up to the time we will have our 24-hour telethon. You can donate funds because we're doing sickle cell treatment information. We're doing also getting ready to do sickle cell testing. I need to do trait testing. And for me to be able to do trait testing, the kit for $100 test is $772. I've done it before, but now I need your help to go ahead and submit donations so that I can go ahead and get this again. The way right now you can get tested for your trait is through your primary care doctor. You will have to get a referral to go to either LabCorp or Quest Diagnostics, and then you still have to pay for the test. But if you go through me and my organization, it is free. I do the test, and it's a simple prick to the finger. You will get your results in a few minutes, close to almost like the COVID test. So I've done it before for Bethune-Cookman athletes years ago. So now it's time for more trait testing to be done. I greatly appreciate you all for your time tonight. Thank you so much for those that have been in this with me, have been encouraging me, praying for me in the background, talking to me, letting me know that, they're with me. And I can't thank you enough. And I hope you have a great rest of your evening. And let's continue to advocate for sickle cell everywhere.
Love, I know it's good. Love, I know it's kind. Love is in my soul. Love is in my mind. Love is in my heart. Love shines through the dark. Love was in the start. Will never have us apart. God, He loves us. Forgive us of all sin. Love in the beginning. Love is in the end. Love comes from faith. Love, it gives grace. Love does not break. Love does not hate. Love does not lie. Love tells the truth. Love is in me. Love is in you. Love does not fail. Love will prevail. Love will prevail. Love does not fail. Love is all I need. Love is all I need. All must come and see. What's love? What's love? Love is all I need. Love is all I need.
What's love? Only love laid down his life. Told me he paid the price to give me eternal life. Love give me a purpose. Love told me I'm worth it. Love keeps me encouraged. Love never discouraged. Love is in the start. Love is in the end. Love lives in my heart. Love defeated sin. Love is never fake. Love keeping it real. Love shows me the way. Love is in His will. Love always forgives. My past it never holds. Love told me to live. Love it never boasts. Love it never boasts. Love giving me hope. Love showed me He wrote that God loved me the most. Love is from above. Love came for the lost. Love paid the cost. Love was on the cross. Love doesn't pretend. Love it never ends. Love died for sins. Love rose again.
Love is all I need. Love is all I need. All must come and see. What's love? What's love? Love is all I need. Love is all I need. All must come and see. What's love? What's love? I want Jesus.
You are cordially invited to join us for Sunday afternoon service. It's all about Jesus and Me Incorporated, the teaching ministry. Join us every first and third Sunday at 2:30 p.m. with Pastor Mary Hope and Minister Deacon Jerome Hope. Our outreach ministries include the Sick and Shut-In for our members, a virtual youth writing ministry, virtual Bible study, assisted living facility services, and a brand new shoe ministry, Walking in a New Life. Our teachings come from testimonies to show how the Word of God is effective in our lives. making the Bible come to life in our daily walk with Christ. It's all about Jesus and me, the teaching ministry. Join us on the first and third Sunday of the month at 2:30 p.m. at 1855 Prunier Road in St. Augustine, Florida. You are cordially invited.